I only have one chance to talk to you people, and I want to read you the closing paragraph of my last book. Okay. What I have learned in the 70 or so years when I first woke up at 7 years old. First of all, I have learned to slow down and pay attention. In Jericho Park, where I walk every morning, I often stop and take in the sights, sounds, and smells of the trail, rejoicing in the present moment. I have learned to appreciate the sacrament of the present moment, how every bit of creation mirrors and indeed brings out the unique aspect of the divine that it is. What I have learned and rejoice in is that we do not live in two worlds, but in one. We live here, and so does God. The world lives within, for, from, and toward God every minute of every day. Hence, we do not live now on earth away from God, but always, whether in life or death, we always live within God. Death is not to be feared, nor is it to be the only time that we meet God. God is the milieu of earthly existence, and heaven is here right now. To live in heaven, one must practice the presence of God, but that is not impossible since we are constantly and everywhere and always surrounded by God in our earth, which is God's body. Whether in pain or beauty, backache or a walk in Jericho, I live within God. My death will be a seamless transition to living more fully within God. I'm 83 years old and I'm thinking about these things, and I wanted to share it with you. Let me reflect on this statement more fully. It began when I was 7 years old and woke up for the first time. All my life since, I have been going in and out of being awake. Sometimes I was not able to stand the terror of it and escaped, as many others have, into unconsciousness. Being truly awake means being objective, realistic. It means facing the music. That is, it means facing death, one's own death and the death of everyone and everything else. Not being here is the first revelation of being awake. Everything one cherishes, including oneself, will not be here someday. No matter how powerful, how beautiful, how important, how noble, it will all pass away. And the question haunting the awakened ones is, where does it all go? Does it slide into nothingness, into non-being? Or is there an alternative, namely, that everything lives forever within God, within love, within the mutual cosmic dance of self-emptying, give and take? To say yes to this alternative, I think, is what I mean by believing in God. It means that waking up, acknowledging one's radical contingency, is not just a cruel joke, but an invitation to participate consciously in the cosmic dance of self-giving love of one to the other, of accepting life as a gift, living that gift joyfully and gratefully, and then passing it along to others. This is very difficult to do, right? Passing it along to others. One goes from the active to the passive stage of this dance. This means one must let go of the active phase, be willing to step back and let other dancers lead. However, one still plays a part similar to a nurse log, that is, a log, a tree that has fallen down and now allows oneself to serve as nutrients for other little trees that can grow on you. As Teilhard de Chardin says in his prayer on death, in the passive stage, one allows God to part the fibers of one's being. to bear each of us away within the divine self. I read this at my mother's funeral, and I hope it'll be read at mine. So, waking up, becoming a conscious human being, is an experience of both terror and beauty. One experiences the astonishing beauty of the world, from plankton to penguins, including human beings, along with the horror of it all. However, believing in God means that we all continue as a part, a nurse log in the cosmic dance of self-giving love. Thank you.